We begin in Abuja, where leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has pleaded not guilty to the 7-count amended charge preferred against him by the federal government. Mr. Kanu, who appeared before trial Justice Binta Nyako, said he was innocent of all the allegations leveled against him by the federal government after the charge was read to him in the open court. Minutes after the charges were read, counsel to Mr. Kanu moved an application for him to be transferred to Kuje Correctional Center, but the trial judge rejected the application. She, however, says 3 persons of Mr. Kanu's choice can visit him at the DSS facility. The trial has been adjourned to the 10th of November for hearing of his application challenging the competence of the suit preferred against him. Earlier, operatives of the Department of State Services refused to allow journalists entry inside the courtroom. Those 6 journalists were initially cleared at the main gate of the court to enter the premises. Upon arrival at the door leading to the courtroom, operatives of the DSS denied them entry. However, the counsel to Ohanes Ndigbo, represented by Godwin Uwazurike, said all they demand for is justice.
We have been stopped from entering the court premises outside, and there are hundreds of lawyers. We are here because of Ohanes. Ohanes said to stand it. And what we tell Ohanes that we are stopped at the gate? We are asking, can there be fair trial under this toxic atmosphere? I say no. With all due respect, there will be no fair trial. We are here to see and to hear. Like I said the last time, justice must not only be done, but must be seen to have been done. Yes. You don't tell us somebody did this, then you don't want us to see what it is. Yes. That's why we're here.
All right, joining us now for update on the trial is TVC News correspondent Celestina Area, who has been following developments from the courts. Celestina, paint us a picture of what transpired in court.
We provided e-learning tablets with uploaded e-books, e-laboratories, and past questions, and we trained the teachers who equally taught the students how to use the devices. Our achievements.
Tell us what happened in court today.
Thank you so much. Today, the matter came up for commencement of trial. I know yesterday they filed and served on us amended 7-count amended charge. So which we raised serious objection to the competence of the child and also jurisdiction of the court to hear the case. Also continue with the hearing of the matter in view of the fact that the charge is not only worthless, but if pro evidence attached to the charge cannot sustain the bogus information contained in the charge. So this application is now before the court. That was mentioned to the court. And in line with the procedural rules, the court will first of all, which also inform the court today, that first of all, hear the application challenging the competence of the charge, and also jurisdiction of the court to proceed with hearing, because once the application is heard and disposed of, possibly in our favor, that's the end of the case. So, and the matter has not been adjourned to 10th of November 2021 for hearing of this application. So trial is not going to be commenced until when the application is heard and disposed of. However, we also apply for him to be transferred to prison custody, to correctional center Kuje. But court was of the view and expressed concerns about his safety, and insisted that he will remain in the DSS detention facility for now. But rules requiring 2 persons to visit him has been relaxed today. So now people, friends can see him. Once the person is profiled by us, can see him. So that's where we are today. I think that will happen today too.
So prior to this sitting, you had complained about how it has been difficult for you to prepare your clients pre-trial. So can you shed more light on that? We
filed an application before this court before now also, and that was contained in our affidavit before the court, the position before the court, what my colleagues and what we are passing through in the hands of officials of SSS, how we are being subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment and degradation in the course of conducting the visit. Those facts were all brought to the attention of the court today. So, and the court frowned at it. As a matter of fact, the court condemned it in open court. The court expressed condemnation for such conduct, and courts also issued a warning that it should desist from subjecting us to any form of ill treatment in the course of our client. I believe that was another of court, part of the other court made today. So, and also relax that is warning court issued to them, and also relax the requirement that 2 persons will only see him on Monday and Thursday. That has been relaxed. So, the order will be enrolled anyone from now. Thank you so much.
Sir, I know a suit is also filed at Abia State High Court. Do you have any idea as to where the suit is right now?
My colleague, Lawyer Jimako, filed a suit also in regards to what happened in our client's house on the 14th day of September 2017, how his house was invaded and how people were killed there. This is an infraction, gross infraction on his right. And he not only escaped being killed on that day by sheer out of providence. So these are part of the infractions we are challenging in Omai High Court. And also coupled with the fact the manner in which he was abducted in Kenya, kidnapped in Kenya by the officials of by Kenya's security force in collaboration with Nigerian security agents. So he also part of the issues we raised there, and also form part of our objection before this court, because the establishment cannot be allowed to benefit from their own wrong. So it's part of the serious objection we're raising to the court, because it's incumbent, though it's a novel area of law, but it's incumbent on the court to also find out how this person was extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. So it's very fundamental. Apart from the fact we are challenging the competence of that worthless paper they filed and called the court charge, amended charge. So we're also talking about the court should make a pronouncement on the manner in which he was abducted, because it's a clear violation of his humanitarian law, and also in clear violation of all known protocols and international conventions and treaties, which this country is a party to. So, because if he has committed an offense to law, you have been ordinarily subjected to extradition proceedings over there before bringing to Nigeria. So you can't just go somewhere and kidnap anybody and bring to Nigeria for trial, to face trial. So that has to be resolved now. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'll come back to the Federal High Court on the 10th of November for hearing of the competence in the suit. This was filed by Ifa for his counsel on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu.
All right, Celestina, quickly before we let you go, some journalists were denied access into the court. Why?
Well, as usual, this is not the first time we've been denied access. As the last adjourned date, that was when the court was on its annual vacation. It was a very hellish event for us that day, because we tried our best to ensure that we got into the court after much protocols, after much frisking, after much searching. We were granted access. But today, from the gate of the Federal High Court, we were allowed, after much searching, protocols, and also using a list, we were able to get into the court. But when we got to the court, at the entrance of the court, we were asked also to get clearance. So we couldn't even know who would grant us access or give us clearance. So we stood there throughout the proceeding, and we were able to approach some of the operatives. They told us that we would not enter the court. Even if we finally gain access into the court, we will not go with our phones, because they don't want us to record Nnamdi Kanu or film him. So, but we tried, we even pleaded with them, doing our own job. They refused. So we had to stay at the entrance of the court throughout the proceedings.
All right, we'll leave the conversation here, but thank you for bringing us up to speed, Celestina Iri.